Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I hope everyone's doing well. So today we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at Festus the Leechlord's short victory overview. So Festus, as well as all the other Chaos Warriors, have received a legendary hero. Everybody probably had a chance to try out Harry the Hammer by now. It's been a few weeks, and he's doing great. So let's dig in. So pretty much the short victory conditions for Festus is to either own from himself or through a military ally or a vassal Middelheim, which is something you're going to want to own right away. It's your closest dark fortress. Prague and Kislev. So Kislev, you'll probably want to give to a vassal, but Prague is something that you would definitely want to own. It is another dark fortress. On the way, he will need to occupy, raise, or sack 35 different settlements. So Festus starts in a very interesting place, right smack dab in the middle of the empire, surrounded by minor factions, which is very rare nowadays. With how many legendary lords are in the game, it's very rare to just be completely surrounded by them. You do have Kazarak, but he will, if he's not wiped out, he could potentially become an ally. So yeah, you have plenty to work with, plenty to vassalize. You know, the humans aren't going to like you very much. You might want to use the orcs as your vassals. I went with Hochland, and it took forever to get a trade agreement with them, but through giving them more and more settlements, I did have it. And then eventually, taking over a whole bunch of territory, and then working my way over to Kislev. So yeah, let's take a little bit of a look at the factions Lord effects as well as the faction effects. So the vassals gain poison attack and spread notable corruption. Nothing crazy there. They can brew plagues, which is nice. Their plagues are pretty good. I will note that they don't brew it the same as Nurgle. You select either an army or a settlement and the plague you want on that location, which I'll talk about a little later in the video. Whenever a plague spreads, you get 25 souls. You're in constant warfare. You're surrounded by humans and empire. You're going to be getting tons of souls, and the plague will just add to that. So pretty cool there. And the Lord effect, nothing crazy. The battle healing cap is useful based on Festus's playing style. All right, so moving on to Festus's starting army. So Festus starts with an exalted hero of Nurgle. The exalted hero of Nurgles are super powerful. They have an ability called Acidic that they can get later that has damage reflection. They're very tanky. I mean, they're Nurgle marked. He starts with a uniquely traded one, which has a diplomatic penalty with the Empire. I mean, they're never going to like you to begin with, so really what it translates to is once you vassalize a Empire faction, it'll take that much longer to get their trade agreement, but it is fine. I did it. You also have some benefits like some extra melee attack against humans and fear. So he also starts with 3 Chaos Warriors, 2 Marauders, a Chaos Giant, and Chaos Troll. However, with the Warband mechanic, turn 1 before you fight anybody, you can go ahead and add an extra Marauder and a Chaos Warhound to your party, give everybody the Mark of Nurgle, and your starting army will look more like the one underneath. However, I will say this, if you do like to auto-resolve your early game battles, please use the shield ones. They tend to auto-resolve and keep more health. Those of you who like to take it to the field like I do and fight the manual battles, I like the great weapon variant. They tend to hit really hard or much, and you have plenty of healing, and you will have a way of getting missile resistance, so nothing to worry there. Building out the army, I like to have, the set of of heroes, both the Exalted Hero for, as I said, the Exalted Hero of Nurgle is probably one of my favorite heroes in the game right now, as well as the Sorcerers. So the Sorcerers, I know that it's maybe redundant because your leader is like, a spellcaster, and the second army I built, I went with the Sorcerer of Nurgle as well, and really like them. However, they have great mounts, and you can change it up magic wise. So depending on the situation, their mounts are the Chaos War Shrines as well as Manticore, so they can fill in that role where they fly over and attack the artillery or take out a target. They have great armor, and yeah, maybe casting some magic from the sky is what you need in that battle. So I also recommend getting maybe two, maybe more Beasts of Nurgle. So they fit into FESTUS'S idea of healing. They start with regeneration. They're single entities. They hit pretty hard. They're a bit faster than the Marauders, not super fast in any regard, but they have poison and they have 40 speed, so they're pretty good. As you're filling out your armies, you'll want to upgrade them to your Marauders to Chaos Warriors. That's the most important thing, because the Chaos Warriors have 85 extra armor versus the Marauder variant. So the sooner you do that, the better, given your budget, like depending on how your dark fortresses are coming along, or if you've sacked crazy amount of settlements and can go into a deficit per turn every turn, that's totally fine. You will definitely be picking up some interesting things along the way as far as warband goes, getting a knight or an aspiring champion. So pick them up along the way, whatever you fancy in your army. But the most important is moving the Marauders into Warriors. The Chaos Warriors just are so good, such a good frontline unit. So then moving into the Gifts of Chaos. So this is where this is where you can get your Beasts of Nurgle. So usually in the early game, you can go two ways. I went with the Beasts of Nurgle. I liked having them in my early game army, but you can go with the growth. So I I prefer the Beast of Nurgle, because as a Nurgle faction, or a Nurgle related faction, you are not worried about growth at all. You get it from their commandments, you get it from their building chain, you get it from their corruption, you get it from a plague. So I mean, if you don't want to build the growth building in your Dark Fortress at all, maybe you could go with the Bloom of Decay versus the Blighted Beasts. But if you're not going to, like, go grab yourself some early game Beasts of Nurgle, they're great. Once you finished your first or second battle, you're going to want to also add in the Undivided gift. So this will give you the missile resistance that Nurgle needs, especially if you're going with great weapons versus shields, and Shatterstone, making siege battles that much easier. So pretty much, those who don't know how it works, you target a wall on the siege battle. It pops if there is like archers or spearmen or something on that wall that you targeted. They fall and lose half health roughly, and then you just walk through that wall. So great way of not having to climb ladders or attack a door, or a gate. So great. And then afterwards, once you unlock, by the time you unlock your next gift slot, you'll definitely want Deadly Transmission. This is one of the best gift, because it's enabling replenishment in foreign territory, which is exactly what Chaos want to do. They don't want to stop their momentum. They want to go forward. They want to go forward and never stop. This is by far my favorite gift of Chaos that you can get. After that, you can go with the Dissected Hide, extra missile resistance, some extra unit experience, or Infectious Offering, which gives you extra melee defense and an ability that's quite good. Virulent Contagion has 3 uses on each character, and it gives minus 50 melee to up to 5 units for 30 seconds. So especially if you're working with a bunch of great weapon units, this will, you pop that and suddenly their melee defense isn't really working anymore, and you're just hitting every single blow, so tearing through those 5 units very, very, very quickly. So to sum up a little bit of the chaos, gifts of chaos, you're definitely going to want to get Ruinous Bulwark as your undivided and keep it there. The people you're starting up against, Empire, Kislev, all missile based factions, it's going to be nice to have. The replenishment, as soon as you get it, keep it, and then if you have an extra slot for Nurgle, the Duskin Hide and the Infectious Offering. But the Ruinous and the Deadly Transmission, once you have them, you never want to get rid of them. Those 2 are staples. Moving into the technology. So right away, you're going to want to jump on Scrutiny of the Dark Gods. So as your economics get better, your Marauders will have the experience to already be at rank 5 and can turn on to Warriors. From there, I want to go up and start moving into getting another active gift. I know people might want to go and get their hands on some Chosen or some Chaos Knights, but really it's fine. A Marauder moving into a Chaos Warrior is 85 extra armor plus some other buffs. That 85 armor is significant, very significant. So a Marauder turning into a Warrior is a way bigger jump than a Warrior turning into a Chosen. Yes, the armor does increase by 20, you get some more melee defense, some more this, some more that, but really fighting the Empire and Kislev, you are fine maintaining Warriors and not going into Chosens for that price point. Anyway, so you'll want to go Rotten Altar into Rotten Relics, where you'll get additional battle healing cap, which is exactly what Festus is going for with all his healing. Then into Human Trials, you probably won't benefit too much from the Cloud of Flies and the regeneration right away, but the cooldown will be nice. And then into Virulent Blessing, where you get the extra gift of Nurgle, and again, you'll have so much souls that you can easily have 3 active, 2 Nurgle and 1 undivided easily, without ever stressing about the souls. And you'll get the army ability Rot Glorious Lot, which I'll talk about later. So then you have a decision to make. There is Hideous, the Hideous technology just on top of Virulent Blessing, which will be giving you plus 3% weapon strength to all your great weapon units. So that adds up per rank, especially. So if you're at rank 3, that's 9%. That's big. That really, 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 just at rank 3, 9% extra weapon strength. That's fantastic. But if you are, no problem, go Charioteer into Rite of Ascension, and then if you want some Knights of Chaos, go into Profane Weaponry. Totally fine going that route. Now into Festus's skills. So his unique tree line starts at rank 12, where he has, some infection cost decrease, casualty capture, nothing too exciting at the beginning. Doctor's Orders is amazing. You're going to want to run him as a support. He heals. He's not a duelist in any regard. He's not the one-on-one fighter guy. You want him like in a blob, either healing all your guys or doing damage to everything, casting his spells as needed, which he does very well. So an additional battle healing cap plus 25. So there's going to be no shortage in healing. Then Bedside Manner, some extra diplomatic, which really doesn't benefit you too much in this campaign. Casualty replenishment, if you have the ability to heal in foreign territory, this is great. You want all that casualty replenishment possible. An Apple a Day is very good. It gives him, some extra mass and a huge amount of extra hit points. I mean, he's definitely not going to be worried about his health pool. And then Clinical Hygiene. spreading and immune to contact defense again against Empire, and Kislev is not crazy. And then finally, Gardener of Nurgle. So the minus 15% speed is significant. The demonic, I could take it or leave it. It's okay. It's nothing that I like too much or hate, and the Nurgle Authority is okay as well. So how you're gonna want to build them, definitely going down. His unique is fine. Just for the last one, the minus 15 speed is really good. His spells are very good. Nurgle has great spells. So one thing I do want to mention again is, first level, you're definitely gonna want Root Marcher. Most of us take it. If you're not taking it, um, try it. You'll probably love having Root Marcher as your first one skill. But right after getting Dominating Presence for the unit experience gain, what a surprise. Yes, you want to get those Marauders to rank 5 and turn them into Chaos Warriors as soon as you have your economic stability, so go for that. And then after that, you got a nice one with the red line to increase the armor and melee attack of your infantry. And Devout of Chaos is an interesting one. You're never lacking in souls, but experience, I keep explaining it. So yeah, the experience is nice if you want to go that line, but I recommend more the red than the Devout of Chaos. So now moving into Festus's abilities and his armory abilities. So a lot of people, including myself, kind of relate him to a Mortis engine. He's got either his healing elixir, healing everybody, or the Harbinger of Pestilence, damaging everybody in an area around him. One of the two can be activated at the same time, and every 30 seconds you can switch between the two. So he has double the healing capabilities to a Mortis engine. Mortis engine is 0.05% regeneration, where healing elixir is 0.10%, so much higher healing. However, he doesn't give the immune magical attacks. Harbinger of Pestilence does not quite hit the mark. It does 9 to 18 damage, where a Mortis engine would do 12 to 24 damage. However, the Harbinger of Pestilence, he does not have to necessarily be in melee to do it. He could be sitting on the sidelines and doing it. So, you can give or take there, but the healing elixir is very impressive. He starts with the army ability Curse of the Slug, so it's the bar on the right hand side that fills, so it fills with how much damage his army gets taken. This is great at stopping cavalry charges. It reduces their speed and charge speed. And from there, he has two others. I didn't really use the Fecundity healing. I didn't unlock it in the tech tree. However, I did unlock the Rod of Glorious Rot, which was fantastic. It does a massive amount of damage, 46 to 93, and can spread amongst 5 people. So while you're locked in the never-ending combat where your people, every time they take damage, seem to heal it back, and you're just waiting to eventually grind them down, this speeds up that process. So I do like Rot Glorious Rot quite a bit. Now moving into Festus's quest items, he only has one. He gets it at rank 15, so maybe wait until you can pop Harry the Hammer. You also will unlock him, and to do this, because you'll want all that XP to go to Harry as well. But yeah, pretty much you're fighting some beastmen. They got some Jabber Slice, so be ready. Have something decent. Have a good amount of Chaos Warriors. You could definitely do it. Chaos Warriors are great. It gives you some authority, some extra casualty replenishment, and melee and defense, and some physical resistance. But it has an ability, so you're pretty much firing this off. It spreads among up to 5 units and takes away all of 24 melee attack, base weapon strength, pretty much stopping anybody from hurting you. So you have one with the Virulent Contagion ability that pretty much stopped them from dodging your attacks, and then this one stopping them from hurting you. So Yeah, you can pop one on each side of the battle. Okay, you can't hurt me, and we're gonna hurt you over here. So it's kind of interesting. So the last thing I want to talk about is about the plagues. So the plagues, those of you who played Nurgle know exactly what's going on. It's a fun system to use, and play around with it. But here's three that I'm going to recommend. So number one is the FESTUS'S. You're going to want to target that on your settlement. It gives you growth plus 20. Amazing for the early game. It helps as it's spreading. It helps the infections. So then for your own army, choose whatever you want. I do recommend choosing the base ones that will help you unlock Green Pox and the Black Plague. These two are great. The Green Pox it will give you now 50 growth, so you'll want to start using Green Pox to all your settlements to help them grow. And the Black Plague, probably even more sought after, because what it does is income from sacking and looting settlements is now plus 100%. In local province. So if it's your backup army who's doing it while it doesn't have the plague, I mean that's just where your money is going to come from. So yeah, play with those. I recommend these three as the ones you go for. So with that said, I want to thank you guys all for joining us today. This video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great campaign with Festus the Leechlord. He's a lot of fun. And if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like. Give me some comments below if you want anything different, if you would like to see some more. And yeah, like and subscribe. And thank you so much for sticking around. Have yourself a lovely day. All the best. Bye-bye.